Hi everybody. I am just about, I'm not very far away from the rock piles right there, and I'm just right here. And this is the edge of this tree line that I I find so much along here. And like I'm thinking that this bank from here on into this tree line and this small bit of foliage right here that's not groomed or anything, because just beyond it is a groomed grass field. So none of this has been plowed, like even though I'm next to a farmer's field. And all in this bank is where I find so many little chips and arrowheads, and like I'm gonna just, they're all just coming out of this ground. Wow, that is a nice one. It's even got the serrated bit, the flat back, straight line here. See, these are all chips from weapons. It's all this flint and chert and everything. It's all over in this bank. As it's eroding, they're all just coming out of the ground. And, like, I kind of want to dig down. I want someone to come, like, help me with it. No one around here is, like, really interested, but, all of these, this is all, like, right here, chips of flint and chert. It's everywhere. That's how I know this. They were tool making here. They were treating skins. I find so many tools around here, and all of these are all just little chips. Like this one I've set aside. It's because I've found it out here before. I've looked at almost all of the ones right here in this corner. This is one of the ones that has the really old weathering on it. It matches the weathering that's over there on some of the really old pieces. This feels like it was hafted onto a stick or something at some point. So I'm gonna try and show some more. Line, like, oh, big chunk of like chert. Huge chunk. Look at that thumb spot. Ooh, that one's really pretty. And they're covered in tool marks. Like this was, people have been coming into my comments saying, oh, you just pick up any old rock and then say it's an artifact. But I don't. That's a chip. That's another chip of the stuff. Oh, whoops. Lost that. But it's all along in here. There's so many. And then I've put some aside here too that I've found. Like I just move them out of the field, so they, like I find them along the edge, and I put them here so that they're not being. Here we go. Another chip of flint or chert. I don't know. I can't. More. it's everywhere here. This was some kind of a settlement. Like I said, I get the feeling this was where women and children were almost being hidden, is what I'm getting the sense of. Because this is a place that would be hidden by, if in the ancient times the waterways were the highways. And where I'm at is like the Great Lakes come along and then they go up, and I'm in the land like in between the Great Lakes. So people would have never really come and seen this place. They would have just kept along the waterways. So this would have been a pretty good hiding spot. It's the city between two swamps. Like once people traveling, say by horse or whatever, once they see a swamp, they're going to go the other way. If you don't know it, you might get stuck in all the mud. Like if you don't know the swamp, look at this one. It's that black, white, and pink stone. I mean, that looks like a... But it's got... You can see it was like being... This is a flat side. This is one of those hammer stones, I think. And look at this one. This is that stuff, it feels like, I don't know what it is, but it's green and white and has like really cool turtle patterns. But it's really hard, really hard. It feels like the shell of some ancient beast. And it has these really neat curved spots that really resemble like the underside shell bits of some huge shelled beast. Like sometimes I think about brontosauruses and I wonder if they had a huge shell. Like when you look at their huge long neck in the cartoons, they look like they're a huge like land tortoise with a longer neck but missing their shell. Like I know they would have found evidence of this shell on the bones and all of that, but there might have been beasts back then we don't know about. Who knows? And tortoises and stuff lived back then, so who's to know how big they got? Maybe these stones were the shell of some ancient beast. But I was looking at this big one that just, like, the leaves started to die down here. And I noticed this big one. I found it before. But now that I'm looking at everything differently, there's an eye right here. And this big eyebrow part, nose, mouth. It looks like those frog faces, like the stone I just posted. Like... if you look at it this way, doesn't that look like one of those frog faces? What the heck, eh? And like all of these, this is all little tiny chips of flint and chert. It's everywhere here, coming out of this unplowed bank. Oh, I think I found that stone right here, dug it up and put it over there. I was maybe planning on moving it and then decided to keep it where it's at pretty much. But like I said, it's like that frog face would have been like right here at the edge. It's starting to rain more. I gotta stop. Like almost the property boundaries of where that rock pile was. Maybe that one was... oh. Yeah. But in these trees is where I found my very first one, the elephant foot. It was just beyond that tree right there. Oh, phone's getting super wet. Gotta go.